I am Kumud Ranjan Singh, and I will be there with you for the General Studies section, that is especially for the Indian polity part. Now, as it is my first interaction with you, so it is a type of interaction, workshop, whatever we may call it, an orientation for you. Some of you may be preparing for this examination for the last 1 year or 2 years. Some of you may have started your preparation. First thing that I will like to know that how many of you are from the humanities background, arts background, okay, political science, history, English literature, okay. How many of you are from science background? Okay. How many of you are engineers in the class? Okay. Okay, आजकल you are not getting jobs as engineers? Huh? Okay. How many of you are from the commerce background in the class? None of you? I'm from management. You're from management. Okay, good. I asked something to you people, that is who are from, we can say engineers. How many of you are pursuing your degree in medical sciences, doctors? No one? Engineers are they? Okay. What are you doing?
So, I'm not pursuing. I from the background of graduation, pharmacy background.
Okay, pharmacy. Chalo, arts वालों का तो we can understand. We have got limited options. We need to be lawyers. We need to go to journalism, or we will be civil servants. But why these engineers nowadays? Yes, who had raised your hands that, sir, we are engineers? Okay. Why you want to join the civil services? The engineers. This country needs good engineers also, good doctors also, good teachers also, good politicians also. So don't you feel that we will be losing a very good engineer when you will be joining the civil services? No? Why? Yes.
I mean, I can serve as a...
Which type of engineering you have done?
I have done civil engineering.
Civil engineering, okay. How your knowledge of civil engineering will be helpful in civil services examination?
Most of the development work by infrastructure mostly.
And if you will be posted as an officer in Indian Revenue Service, then what you will do? You will make buildings.
If no,
then
we will be going through revenue.
So what this knowledge of civil engineering will help you? You have wasted your time. We have wasted a good engineer.
So does will be a history scholar doing in the revenue services.
Why? Because he had no options. We want good engineers in this country. Okay, why? What was your stream in engineering?
I am an electrical engineer.
Electrical engineer.
Currently, I am working as a software engineer.
Okay. Okay. Multi-dimensional personality. And you want to become a civil servant.
Yeah.
Why?
I do not have the answer as of now, but
I'll tell you this answer. From here, your orientation starts. My question was not to demean you or demotivate you. It was a type of motivation for you. Because when you will be appearing even in the interviews, those who are from the engineering background, you people will be asked this question, that the country has spent so much of money on you, even if you are from a government engineering college, and we will be losing a very good engineer. Then you should not say, sir, my knowledge of engineering will help me to become a very good civil servant. You are not supposed to say that. Two things. First, sir, technically speaking, the requirement to appear in the civil services examination is graduation. So sir, I felt that I should be a graduate in engineering and the minimum qualification will be fulfilled. And secondly, sir, I have a career to fall upon. We need to be very honest in our lives. A career to fall upon. So even though I will not be able to get through the civil services examination, not an issue. I have got a degree in engineering and I will become an engineer also. So, from the very beginning, when we talk about the civil services examination, your training starts the day on which you decide to appear in the civil services examination. The way in which we think, we talk to each other, that is a part of our training program. And so this was the first thing. And the students from different backgrounds nowadays are appearing in the civil services examination. You people may have heard a lot about the civil services examination. For those who are freshers, I like to discuss some of the basic things. You see, when we talk about civil services, first of all, when we decide that we will be appearing in the civil services examination, then the first idea that comes in our mind is we want to get a job. We want to get a job in a poor country like India. Most of us are from middle class background. We want a job. That is why we are being a failure in our lives. Because we want job. नहीं बोलते हैं? कौन दरकार? चाकरी दरकार. बोलते हैं ना? हाँ? हाँ? बोलते हैं ना उड़ीसा में? चाकरी, government job. Now, basically, चाकरी means serve, servant. चाकरी करिबो. You will be a servant. So, why not the servant of the people? Why not the servant of the government than being the servant of a private person? So, when we talk about civil services, you see, the first question that comes in our mind is that why we want to join civil services. Before I proceed further, I'll tell you, civil services is a very broad term and it consists of two types of services: all India services and the other civil services. All India services, IAS, IPS and Indian Forest Service. The officers of the All India services, they are appointed by the central government, but they generally serve under the state governments. They draw their salary from the state exchequer. They can be transferred by the state government. They are at the disposal of the state government. They can go to the central government on deputation after serving some years in the states. Why we have got the All India services? First of all, the common talent level should be available in the policy making process and in the policy implementation process. Because the civil servants, that especially in administration, in the police services, you'll have to implement the laws made by the parliament, the decisions taken by the executive, and there should be a uniformity with respect to it. So, the officers are appointed through a common service, we can say common examination. The common talent level will be available in Odisha, the same talent level in Assam, the same talent level in Tamil Nadu, in Bihar, Chhattisgarh, everywhere. That is one of the purposes that why we have got these all India services. Then, and in the states also you see, the state public service commissions are not held regularly. And many of the states, they lack in officers also to implement the policies. And so that is another logic. And in the states, basically, if all the officers will be from your state services, there is fear of localism, narrow regionalism. That is always a fear. That is why some percentage of the officers of the All India services, they are from outside the state also. So, there are different reasons that why we have got these All India services. When we talk about the other civil services, Indian Revenue Service, Indian Audit and Account Service, the officers of these services, they serve under the central government, they draw their salary and exchequer by the central government, they can be transferred and promoted by the central government. Done? That is one aspect. So, we are not appearing in the IAS examination or OAS examination, we are appearing in the civil services examination. Done? So, from this day, you are not supposed to say that I am preparing for IAS. Done? Because generally the students who prepare for civil services examination, they say, I am doing IAS. It's not like that. You are just going to appear in the civil services examination. Done? So, we are preparing for the civil services examination, and my objective is to get a good rank so that I can be selected as an administrative officer. Done?
Sir, I completely agree with this aspect, sir.
I am coming to it. Please let me finish. यार मैं याद करके आया हूँ. हाँ. First of all, I will interrupt you. There is a way of interrupting, there is a way of interacting with the elders. These are administrative qualities. When you are sitting with a meeting with the chief minister, you are a secretary, and when the CM is speaking, and when you start speaking, he will throw you out to Kalahandi district. Done. Not to serve as a punishment post, from where you will not find anyone to talk to. So, or in a Naxal prone area. So, this is an administrative thing. When your DGP is taking your meeting, as a superintendent of police, you are not to speak in between until unless you are asked to speak. Done. Because when we talk about the first thing of an administrator is a good listener. An administrator is a good listener. And when you are not a good listener, then you will not be able to communicate well. You will have to hear the whole thing. So, I was talking to you on this aspect that our objective is to get good rank so that we will be selected as an administrative officer simply because of the reason that an IAS officer has got more avenues, the broader jurisdiction where he can able to serve the people. An IAS, a district magistrate, is the head of the administration, the civil administration. He is the head of the police administration. That is why you see the word magistrate is there, because he has got magistracy power. He can impose section 144. That is the magistracy power is there with him. Collector. That is, during the British time, he was given the task of collecting revenue. Collector. So, revenue collection as well as maintenance of law and order. If you two friends are of the same batch, one is the superintendent of police who got IPS, another one is an IAS who is the DM of the district, the superintendent of police will say sir to the district magistrate. The DM, even though you are friends outside, but when you meet in a public domain, the SP needs to salute the IAS. The district magistrate is the head of the engineering department, the medical department. So basically, when you talk to someone, you should be very clear. Why civil services? Then why an IAS? But the most important thing is that generally the students, they feel that it is a job. Civil services should be considered not only as a job, it is a career. And when you are in the civil services, you get assured career growth. Especially when I'm not talking about the State Public Service Commission. In the State Public Service Commission, the chances of growth are not as much as they are in the UP examination conducted by the UPSC examination. Within a fixed time, you will be appointed as an SDM, after that ADM, then DM. So we can say an assured career growth. That when you are selected for the State Public Service Commission examination, it is not necessary that even if you are selected, you will become the DM of a district. After 14 years, 15 years, you may get the rank of a DM. It all depends on the states also. What type of hierarchy they have. The lobby that have. IAS lobby is there. They will not allow the OAS officers to become DM. खुद बन जाएंगे. So it all depends. So, but yes, when we want to remain in the state and we have to choose a career, obviously the state services are not bad also in the era when we are facing unemployment in the society. Even if we get through the State Public Service Commission, it's not bad also. And it is also an achievement because very few people, they get selected in this examination also. So an assured career growth with respect. With respect. That is what the civil services gives you. And then secondly, the opportunity to serve the society. That is the secondary part. Opportunity. Because when you will be asked in the interview that why you want to appear in the civil service examination, some students say, sir, it was my childhood dream. What was his childhood dream? Then useless things. We need to be very practical. We need to be very practical. Why a childhood dream was there? Because I had seen something. Means I wanted to serve the society. So it will give you a scope also to serve the society. The things that you may have, the dreams that you may have seen for the society, the vision, you can realize when you are in the system. So this is, we can say, the All India services, the other services, because lot of functions are there of the government revenue collection is there. For example, for that we have got the officers of the Indian Revenue Services, and we have got the police administration, we have got foreign services. Then when we talk about the scheme of the examination, as you people are appearing in the examination, and I see the question papers here, means you may have appeared in the tests also, many of you. So you may be aware about the scheme of the examination also. Now, what your government has done, it has decided to have the same pattern of examination as the pattern of the UPSC is there. It is not only the Odisha government which has decided it, but earlier also in the state of Uttar Pradesh, in Maharashtra, the same pattern was followed. So now the governments are deciding to go for the same pattern. And now some of you may be feeling that why we read such type of things. When we appear in the civil services examination, see, whenever you are serving somewhere, you need to know about the history of that society, the culture of that society. Then only you can better serve that society. Even if a multinational corporation enters in India, and if the officers are from outside the country, they are given training regarding the culture in which they will be working, because they will be dealing with the people also. They should be aware about the customs, traditions, the history. Then after that, you should have an understanding of the law of the land, how the system works in that particular society. That is why you have to read polity, governance. Then apart from it, the geographical part, because when you need to make policies, you should be aware about the geographical aspects, that in which area, what type of developmental, we can say, approach will be better one. For example, in a tsunami prone area, in a cyclone prone area, what type of developmental activities? Then in a plain, what type of activities are required? Then when you are in an area dominated by the agriculture sector, so your thinking should be very broad. That is why we have got this geography. Then science and technology. Why? We need to think in a scientific manner. A scientific temperament should be there. Why CSAT? Why we have got arithmetic? Why we have got reasoning? Because arithmetic is termed as a mental gymnastic. It's termed as a mental gymnastic. So you need to think rationally. You should not be biased. So that is why science, you should be aware about the latest developments, technology. And you know, what is the easiest thing to do in life? What is the easiest thing to do in life? If I ask you, what will be your answer?
Sleeping.
How many of you can sleep within 5 minutes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You said sleeping, but you did not raise your hands. Means it is a difficult thing. People do not get easy sleep also. Done? But suppose if you have got 500 rupees with you that you have earned by your labor, how many times you think before using that money? Many times. But suppose if you get 500 rupees here, then within 10 minutes, you will plan that where you will be using that money. Done. You know, the easiest thing to do in life is to use the money of others. And the civil servants, they are given the responsibility of utilizing the taxpayers' money. Your money, my money. And that is why the highest level of ethical standards are required for a civil servant. And that is why paper number 4, ethics and integrity. You will be coming through different problems. What methods you will adopt to tackle those problems? Whether you will be adopting the Gandhian approach, whether you will be adopting utilitarianism, whether we can say adopting Kautilya's philosophy. That is why in paper number 4, you are also talked about, your teacher will discuss with you the philosophical basis of governance. That is the objective. That is where we will be using end justifies the means, where we will be using compassion, where we will be using the philosophy, the greatest happiness of the greatest number. Then you will be able to solve the case studies in the examination and the practical problems that you will come across when you are an administrator. It is a type of pre-entry training. So there is a logic that why we have got such type of things in your main syllabus. So first of all, when we try to understand the civil services examination, yes, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4. But why these papers are there? What is the logic behind it? If you are not able to understand that, you will never develop an interest in the subject. And if you are not interested in that subject, you will not be able to understand that subject. So, when you read a particular topic, you should be aware that what is the purpose of this particular section, why we are reading it. Then only you will be able to understand the things. Otherwise, they will just be facts for you, mechanical for you. Okay, we have to read this thing, so that is why I am reading these subjects. This is the need of the examination. No. It is the need of an administrator to be aware about such type of things. That is why these subjects, these sections are there in the civil services examination. And that is why the Odisha Public Service Commission also decided that we'll have an administrator in the future who will have at least that type of understanding, because it realized that the syllabus prepared by the UPSC is rational, and by following that we will have good quality of administrators. Even though they will be serving at the state level, we need good officers in the state, so that when an IAS officer will come from the central government, my officers will have the same talent level, the same type of understanding. That is the logic. So now the officers who will be appointed under this examination, their knowledge base, their understanding will not be lesser than the officers who will be appointed by your central government. So we should not feel inferior that we are appearing in the Odisha Public Service Commission examination, so the examination quality is low, we have passed a substandard examination. It is not like that. Yes, we have studied, done, And yet it was my choice to be in the state. That is why we opted for this OPSC exam, we can say services. You need to think like that. Done. Your thoughts must be very much positive. You should never think negative about the things. Oh yes, it's not like that. My choice was there. I have got some limitations. I cannot go out of my state because of some reasons. So that is why I have opted for the services. So you should be very much crystal clear from the very beginning. Let's say it is always good to appear in the examination conducted by the UPSC, and so that your career prospect will be much more better than serving in the state. Your aptitude will become much wider. Do you know any good officers belonging to Odisha who have a good name in administration? Any good IAS officer or IPS officer from your state? Yes?
AK Mishra sir is in PMO secretary now.
Okay, good.
And now the RBI secretary, RBI governor, he was
Achha. Okay, very good. Then
Sir, GC is more kind of
CAG. Okay, very good. Then
Satyanarayan Pradhan, former DGP of India.
He belonged to your state. Okay, very good. Then the rail minister. Okay, very good. So, and there are many officers who are serving in different parts of the country who belong to the state of Odisha. Many of them have served in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. They have got names there. Many of them have served in the CBI. So, basically, you will get recognition at the national level. So, it's not bad to go out of the state. Yes, if you have got some limitations, then it's better to be there in the state. But if there is no limitation, obviously you can go for the examination conducted by the UPSC also. Now, another aspect on which I needed to talk to you, not specific because your subject experts will be coming to you and will be discussing with you the aspects regarding the preparation of a particular unit, particular section. But one thing I like to tell you is that whenever we talk about okay, thank you. Now, whenever we talk about the preparation, I will not be bombarding you with the ideas, because it is very easy to give ideas, and when you are in this side, it is the easiest thing. It is the easiest thing. But certain basic things I will like to tell you regarding the preparation of the examination. The first and the most important thing in the examination which is conducted by the UPSC or the State Service Commission is that they do not want a scholarly dynamism. You are not to be scholars. You are not to be an activist. The public service commissions do not want scholars. They do not want activists. That, sir, something wrong is going on. Naxals, sir, these are poor people. Sir, development is not taking place. useless things at this stage. Prepare a good answer on Naxalism. Why Naxalism? Done. That is the roots of Naxalism. Secondly, what can be the solution to the problem of Naxalism? That is the way out. Developmental approach and law and order. Done. And prepare a good answer in 250 words or 150 words. Your work is over. Done. If it is asked in the examination, you should write this answer, and then if your luck favors, if you have written a good answer, if you are selected in the examination, you opt for Chhattisgarh cadre. Yes, you opt for Chhattisgarh cadre, you opt for Jharkhand cadre, where we have Naxalism, and go to the field, try to tackle the problem the way in which you want to tackle. Never speak too much in the class unnecessarily. That is not going to solve the purpose. Our ultimate objective is to see our name in the merit list prepared by the Public Service Commission. Done. We need to be very much focused when we prepare for the civil services examination. The teacher will be very much happy to pass time in the class for 30 minutes. You may have seen nowadays a breed of teachers who are YouTubers. Done. आधा घंटे एक ही topic पे they will start speaking. So, what the students will do? At the end of the day, when you go out of the class, you had not paid the fee here to be motivated. This is the question, this is the answer. I can answer the questions which have been asked and in the previous years, and I will be able to answer the questions which will be asked in the examination in the future. My work is over. That is the greatest satisfaction you will get. That should be your objective. That should be the objective of the teacher also. So, basically, we should keep in mind only one thing, that we are sitting in the class to see our name in the merit list. No doubt there are problems in the society. We should be concerned about it. Yes, we should think about it. But we should think it in a different way. For example, if there is a major accident which has taken place, for example, the accident that had taken place in Gujarat, yes, you should not start blaming, oh, the BJP is doing that. These are the work of the people who are moving on the street, who have no work. You should close your eyes. Okay, this problem happened. Then as a district, if I am the district magistrate of that district, how I will be able to see that the things are improved, normalcy is restored, done, such type of things. Then as a if I am a DM, what steps I should take to save the life of the persons who are trapped there. Paper number 4, case studies, done. Then communalism, communal violences in the country. These are the issues of concern. But to discuss it with your friends over a cup of tea, gossip, blame this government, this person, that person, is not going to solve the problem. So, think that you are a district magistrate of a district which is communally sensitive. What steps you will take to, we can say, to tackle this menace of communalism in your district? Permanently settle it. What you will do? Develop that type of thinking. Unnecessary gossips will not lead you anywhere. So, from the very beginning, you need to think like an administrator. You need to think like an administrator. Done. Suppose a woman is there, a women district magistrate, having 2 kids. A fire has broken somewhere. One of the kid is ill. Then, how I will tackle both the problems? Household problems as well as that fire. Think in this way. No teacher will be able to, we can say, help you out in developing that aptitude for the case studies in paper number 4. So from the very beginning, you need to develop such type of aptitude, the thinking process. Then only you will become a candidate from a student. Our objective in the class should be to see you as a candidate. Now you may be a student. Done. This is one thing. A thinking brain. Try to talk to yourself much. Done. Try to think of a problem. Okay, how I will be solving it. Think in a different style. And gradually, a good administrator in you will develop. That will help you in the personality test. You will not have to take mock interviews. Done. You will not have to ask anyone that way whether I look confident or not. Yes, because you will have the stuff with you. You will have the stuff with you. This is one thing I always like to tell my students. What type of thinking you should have? How then? Another thing I tell to my students who ask me that, sir, how much hours do I study? How I study? One thing that I always tell to my students that it is not the hard work that is going to pay you. What we need to do is smart work. I'll tell you the difference between a hard worker and a smart worker. A hard worker first. Suppose if I discuss with you the process of impeachment of the president with the help of this smart board. You know, some of you will, what you will do? You will go home, see another book, underline it with your red pen or green marker. We call it as Rang De Basanti. Done. Hard worker. The teacher will discuss the process of removal of a judge. A hard worker, he will go and he will take that thick book, which is very popular book. Everyone reads that book. Carries that book. Whether reads or not, I don't know. I read Lakshmikant sir 5 times, I'll tell you. So, that student will again underline it. Now you see, the hard worker. The process of impeachment will not change, even if you read 10 books. कहाँ से बदलेगा? Never. But a smart worker. So the hard worker has misused his time. First, 4 to 5 hours with the teacher. Again he went home, read the same thing from the book without any change. He wasted his 7 to 8 hours. But a smart worker, The teacher will discuss impeachment of the president. He understands it. Then when he goes home, closes his eye for 5 minutes. Okay, the teacher today discussed impeachment of the president. This is the ground that the teacher said, and this is the process that the teacher said. Restructuring. Within 5 minutes, he will revise it. He will revise it. That is smart work. Done. Similarly, the teacher discussed the process for the appointment of the judges. The teacher discussed it. You are not supposed to read the same thing from 3 or 4 books. It will not change. The teacher will tell you 2-3 more dimensions which may not be there in your book. It is not there in the book. So that is why the teacher is there. But after that, the smart worker will not read the same thing from the book. He will do value addition. He will do value addition. Because he wants to be a candidate. A student will read the same thing from 10 books. But if he wants to become a candidate, he will do value addition. Articles in the Hindu on appointment of the judges. Articles in the Indian Express on appointment of the judges. Means he will be going through the issues which are there, the controversies which are there, because that is going to help him out. So basically, you need to do value addition. It will save your time also. And your full brain will be developed. Fact plus analysis. Done. So, a good student, he will be doing smart work, not hard work. So, smart work is the key. Similarly, another thing that we need to develop is not reading the lines. It is reading between the lines. Reading between the lines. That aptitude has to be developed in the class. Generally, what the students do, they are very happy. Oh, I know the preamble. I have mugged up the preamble. I know that 3 words were added in the preamble by the 42nd Amendment. What is new here? Anyone who is appearing in any examination in the country, he knows that 3 words were added by the 42nd Amendment Act. It is not new. But from the UPSC point of view, you need to go some steps further. You will have to develop this aptitude, reading between the lines. Suppose if the word socialist is there in the preamble, first of all, what is the meaning of this term socialism? From where it has come? And basically, you'll have to correlate it, socialism, Marxism, and then in India, what type of socialism we follow and why. And finally, in this era of liberalization, whether socialism is relevant or not, the role of the state is there or not. That is reading between the lines. That the students will have to develop. Now the questions are being asked in the examination in that manner only. You mug up all the fundamental rights, it hardly matters. But the question that can be there in your prelims examination, which of the following statement is correct regarding rights? So if you are not aware that what is the meaning of the term rights, you will not be able to encircle it. Which of the following statement or statements are correct regarding democracy? You should have an understanding about democracy, that what democracy is all about. Then only you will be able to encircle the correct option. That is the purpose of the classes. Not to develop in you only the theoretical things. No doubt there are theoretical things. You need to develop an understanding about it. But the teacher will help you in understanding those aspects and to go beyond that. For example, if you talk about this Indian polity section, generally we discuss two things in this Indian polity section. One, the constitution, and secondly, the working of the political system. There is a general perception among the students as well as among the trainers also that Indian polity is only about the articles of the constitution. You will have to mug up all the articles. But I said it is a misconception. And basically, no one is going to ask you, hey, what is Article 3? What is Article 5? It is not a quiz contest. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the creation of a new state? 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4. Such type of questions are asked. It is not a quiz, it is not general knowledge, it is general studies. So when we talk about polity, that is why I always tell my students that it is polity, and your whole political system is based on the constitution. That is why you need to have an understanding of the constitution. And here you see that two aspects are there. Under the constitution, we discuss the theoretical aspects. For example, if we discuss parliament, we will be discussing the provisions regarding the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, the general things. Because many of us may not have an understanding of the things also. So the theoretical things, how the bills are passed, what is motion, then what are the parliamentary privileges, the things which are mentioned in the constitution, the parliamentary committees which are mentioned in the statutes. There is only half part. Most of us concentrate on this part only. But here the dynamic part, how the parliament is working. What are the aberrations in the working of the parliamentary committees? Then how far it will be correct to say that the parliament has declined in the contemporary times, decline of the parliament, working of the political system, how the political system is working. Similarly, when we discuss the executive, suppose we discuss the president, the governor, the constitutional aspects, But the dynamic aspect, here we'll be discussing appointment or election of the president, then impeachment of the president, done, powers and functions. But here, is the president a rubber stamp? That is working of the political system. Then in the legislative powers of the president and the governor, here we read that he has the power to promulgate ordinances. In the dynamic part, we'll be discussing an issue, that is the re-promulgation of the ordinances that we see nowadays, if it has got any legal basis or not, whether the ordinances can be re-promulgated or not, it is ethical or unethical, what are the Supreme Court judgment on it, we'll be discussing this aspect. The dynamic part, which may not be there in the Lakshmikant. You'll have to go beyond Lakshmikant's book if you wish to see your name in the merit list. Done. And basically, when we discuss this aspect, so here your basis will be the lecture notes for this both the parts. And here in the class, we will be taking up for discussion issues. For example, if we discuss secularism, we'll be discussing what are the debates going on in India around the concept of secularism. How far it is justified to term Indian secularism as pseudo-secularism. What is, we can say, positive concept of secularism. Such type of dynamic things. Similarly, when we will be discussing the right to freedom of speech and expression, everyone knows that we have this right to freedom of speech and expression under the Constitution. But we will be discussing the issue of censorship. Censorship of the media, censorship of a book, censorship of, we can say, the movies, the theaters. How far they can be justified? That is issues. And here for that, you will not have any textbooks. No doubt we'll be getting some ideas, and especially he will have to do some value additions. Now, I stress too much on smart work, I stress too much on value additions. Because you see, 6 to 7 lakh students, they appear every year. But how many of us will make to the merit list? The number is negligible. 700, 800, it all depends. So, that is why we will have to be extraordinary. It is not that you read in this institution or that institution, so it is a guarantee that you will compete. It is not a guarantee. Until and unless you will not do value additions, you will never be successful in the examination. How to do that value addition? You see, suppose if I discuss with you judicial reforms required in India, I will be teaching the same thing with some modifications from batch to batch. So that will be a common answer. But what you people need to do is that when I will be discussing with you this concept of judicial reforms, when you go home, just Google articles on judicial reforms in the Hindu, articles on judicial reforms in the Indian Express, articles on judicial reforms in the Times of India. Be very specific. Don't just Google judicial reforms in India. You will come across Wikipedia. You will come across the material given by the coaching centers, and you may not be knowing the author also who has written it. That is why you need to be very specific. And that is how you need to use the technology also. Then download it for your offline reading. Whenever you get time, these points the teacher told us in the class. Then, okay, these are my additional points. And your additional points, what you should do, you should note it down and you should staple where we had discussed judicial reforms in the class. And after appearing in the prelims examination, when you need to make your notes for the main examination, the lecture notes plus the value addition, and the things you have got from here and there, you need to prepare your own answer. A topper will be born. A topper will be born. It is not that I will claim that, oh, he is my product, he is this, the student I have taught him, that is why he is a topper. No. It is 1% guidance by the teacher, 99% of the students. The only thing is that the teacher should guide you honestly. That is the only thing. Because when the students they sit before a teacher, they sit with a trust. They sit with a trust. It is just like an election. What is an election? Election is not a Mahaparv. Election is a trust. You trust that these group of people based on this ideology will not misuse the public money. They will be using the taxpayers' money for our benefit. That is why we vote to a particular political party or a particular person. Similarly, you impose a trust on the teacher when you sit before a teacher. We need to respect that trust. Done. But once you have trusted a teacher, that is, if you are an actor and I am a director, then do whatever the director says. If an actor becomes a director himself, then the movie will be a flop. The movie will be a flop. You choose your movie, take your time, but yes, once you sign a movie, you need to do whatever the director asks you to do. Because he has got a vision. He has got a vision that, okay, if he will be acting like this, then this message will be given to the society. That is there in your mind. You have not that thing in mind. For example, when you are reading, prepare your objective, I am going to get a job. I am reading it, Lakshmikant, underlining it. A teacher, he is going to be an administrator of this country. My vision is not that I am teaching a college student. I am teaching students who are appearing in the civil services examination. Their aptitude has to be something different. Their aptitude has to be something different. That is the difference. The way in which we teach and how you need to take it. So basically, this part is a dynamic part in the examination, and basically everything will be based on the constitution. So in the class, with the help of this smart board, we'll try to develop an understanding of the things. Now what you will have to do is that when we discuss any topic in the class, suppose if I discuss with you right to life, then when you go home, see what questions have been asked in the right to life in the last 10-15 years. Done. And if you are able to solve those questions with the help of the lecture notes, then sitting with me is justified. Is justified. Suppose if I discuss with you the topic of parliament, when you go home, just make a synopsis first, that in this particular topic the teacher discussed these aspects. So the whole notes of 20-25 pages that you will be writing in the class, that is to be written down in one page, synopsis. That is the first thing that you need to make, synopsis of the lecture. And after making the synopsis, then just revise the notes. Not we can say complete notes, smaller ones. For example, speaker of the Lok Sabha. After going through it, so you see, first of all, we will be discussing the speaker of the Lok Sabha with the help of the smart board. I will make you to understand the things. It is my responsibility to see that when you go outside this room, the things should be crystal clear in your mind. That is my responsibility. Done. We have developed that technique. I have been teaching since 2002. Done. So we have developed that technique. Even by your eyes I can say that who is serious, who is not serious, whether he is able to understand or not. And if by your eyes I see that yes, you have not understood this concept, I will revise it again. So if I revise, if I say again a concept, discuss with you, it means that the teacher has understood that some of us may not have understood this concept well. That is what I said. It is my responsibility. But once you go out, your work starts. Now, first of all, you need to make synopsis. Then choose a smaller, we can say, subtopics. For example, read the speaker from the lecture notes. See what type of questions have been asked on the speaker of the Lok Sabha in the last 10-15 years. And on the basis of the lecture notes, if you are not able to solve that, then only you can refer to the book that has been given to you by our institution. Done. If you are able to answer it with the help of the lecture notes only, there is no need to read any book. Done. That is why we are there in an institution. Because within a limited time, how you need to read, because you people have to read so many subjects. So you are not supposed to torture yourself. This is not a torture chamber, this is a nurture chamber. This is a nurture chamber. So you people need to realize this aspect, that we need to save our time and we need to be very much focused. Speaker, these things I have read, these are the questions that are being asked. My work is over. I am able to answer all the questions. Two benefits of it. Your confidence level will increase. You will become more confident. And the first thing that the students lack when they prepare for the examination is that they lose confidence after 1 month or 2 months of preparation. It is not my cup of tea. Why? They start doing hard work, or simply they take the things very lightly. Ghar gaye, they will throw the notebook. I have attended the classes. You know, I have attended classes from there. So what? At the end of the day, no one is going to ask you that where you had read, whether your name is there in the merit list or not. That will matter. That will matter. So basically you will have to prepare the synopsis, and then you will have to see the question papers. I will help you out in the coming classes. I will be helping you out in all these things. After finishing a particular topic, I will tell you how to make the synopsis regarding that, and then how you will be going through the questions. In the class also, I will be discussing with you the questions which will be asked in the prelims examination. I will be telling you some model answers for the main examination also, the thing that we follow in Delhi. The same pattern, because when you are on the other side, it is very difficult to write an answer also for the main examination. When we are on this side, it is very easy for us to say, you write an answer in 150 words, you write an answer in 250 words. But when you are on that side and you have started your preparation just now, you are from different, we can say, academic backgrounds, your aptitude is different, so you need to be given a good direction also in that regard. So that is why in Delhi also what I used to do is I dictate a model answer of some of the questions which are there, so that in the beginning you will come to know that okay, what to be written in the introduction part, how the body is to be written, and how we need to conclude it. So once you develop that approach, basically you will be able to write, we can say, the difficult answers also. So the objective in the class will be two. First, you see the basic knowledge that is required from the examination point of view. And as a candidate also, even certain things are never asked in the examination, we discuss in the class. So that a minimum knowledge is required. So that when you will be talking to people, they should say that, oh, he's really preparing for civil services examination. I still remember one of my friends, he had gone for an interview for the MPhil examination, MPhil entrance in Delhi University. And when he appeared in the MPhil interview, the professor said, you are fit to be a civil servant. Why you are pursuing a career in academics? And the next year he got 75th rank in the civil services. He was from Odisha only. He was my friend in Ravenshaw College, Cuttack. So basically you see, that is when you talk to someone also, people should know that, oh, he's really an administrative stuff. He's an IS stuff. He's an IPS stuff. That should reflect in your personality. The way in which you talk, you discuss a problem with someone, that shows your personality. That grooming is missing in the students. Not only here, in every part of this country, even in Delhi also. Because in Delhi there is a mad race. Oh, I am in Delhi. What you are doing? Preparing for the civil services. But I have seen that the students, even without going to Delhi also, they are competing in the examinations. Because I go to many regional centers. From Kashmir, we can say, to the southern part of the country. And I have seen students who prepare well. They emphasize on certain aspects. It is not that going to Delhi is going to solve the problem. Done. So, synopsis, done. Day-to-day basis, question answer session. So that will be how that can help you out. For example, the day on which I will say that today I have completed these topics of Indian polity, on the next day, that topics will be covered by you also. So you will go along with the class. That will be your advantage. And not only this, there is another advantage. Suppose if I have discussed a topic with you, when you go home, you see that some questions have been asked in the previous years, which are traditional in nature, but you are not able to answer it on the basis of the lecture notes. The other day, after the class, you can feel free to ask me that, sir, I was going through this past year question paper, I was not able to understand it. Done. Because after the end of the syllabus, we may not be here. Done. So, if you prepare, then you can keep me on my toes also, that I should not teach irrelevant things to you. The students are hard workers, they are smart workers, they go home, they see the question, and I should not try to befool them. Otherwise, teacher तो यहाँ coaching centers में पढ़ा के कुछ भी चल देंगे and students will not come to know about it. Yes, that is why the students are not competing nowadays. Done. So, business means complete business. Highly professional attitude on your part as well as my part. Done. So, the certain basic things that we need to remember from the examination point of view. Then one problem that the students they face in the examination is regarding the time management. Done. Because in between the classes I will not find time to talk to you on all these issues. Time. When we talk about planning, Have you heard this word, plan? It is said that if you fail to plan, what I said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. What I said? You plan to fail. That is also a planning. To fail means we need to plan. 10. You need to plan your days. Otherwise, it is also planning to be a failure. Time is the most precious thing in life. You know what is the difference between Amitabh Bachchan and Rajesh Khanna? Rajesh Khanna, have you heard the name? He was a superstar. Even before Amitabh Bachchan was a superstar. But Rajesh Khanna took his life very casually. I am a superstar. I am a superstar. Oh, they will wait for me. And the shooting used to start at 10 o'clock technically. He used to reach the site sometimes at 2 p.m., sometimes at 4 p.m. in the evening. Keep on waiting. The other actors, the set boys, even the director, oh, the superstar. क्या कौन उसको क्या बोलेगा? ठीक? Amitabh Bachchan. The shooting to start at 10 o'clock. Even today, he is present at 9 o'clock in the morning. He replaced Rajesh Khanna. You want to be a Rajesh Khanna or Amitabh Bachchan? Amitabh Bachchan. Value of time has to be there. This is the biggest problem with Indians, that we feel that the neighbor should be Swami Vivekanand, but I should never be a Swami Vivekanand. When we go to a bank at 9:55, even it is 10 o'clock, the time is 9:50. Yes, the clerk has not come. He has not come. What you are doing in the bank? But when you go to his office, he will be coming at 12 o'clock. He wants that the other person should be punctual, but he is not punctual. Time management is the most important thing that you people need to maintain from the very beginning. And in India, what we do? 4 hours, 5 hours to IPL, 2 hours to WhatsApp. Oh, Facebook, you are also there. Oh, 2 hours to Facebook. So 5 hours we gave to IPL, Mr. IPL. Then 2 to 3 hours we gave to WhatsApp. 2 to 3 hours we gave to Facebook. So if you add on, how many hours we have spent? 8 to 9 hours. We have given it to others. Done? Okay. Then 2 to 3 hours to the friends also. बोलते हैं ना, खट्टी करी बात, बोलते हैं ना, हाँ, वो भी जरूरी है. Without gossiping, how you will live? 10 hours, 12 hours gone. Then after that, you need to sleep also. We need not compromise with sleeping. कुछ भी नहीं किया, you have not done anything, but you need to sleep for 7 to 8 hours. 18 hours have gone. Then, after that, you need to eat also. 1 or 2 hours. How much of time you have given to yourself? Hardly 1 hour. Hardly 1. उसमें भी सपना देखो दिन में. I will become an IAS officer. If it is feasible, it is not feasible. So for that, you need to manage your time well. How to do that? every civil services aspirant, first of all, what he should do is that he should just maintain a diary, or there is a whiteboard which is available, 150 rupees, 120 rupees, I don't know the rate, this much of size, white color ka aata na board, and with a marker you just write that today is the date, I will be reading polity, fundamental rights. Don't write time. I thought you will write time 3 to 4. Fundamental rights. Read fundamental rights. Then see the questions which have been asked on the fundamental rights in the last 10-15 years. Do the traditional questions, not the current affairs, current based questions. Current based questions will be changed. Traditional questions. Done. After that, see what questions have been asked in the main examination from the fundamental rights. Write in a diary. And from that you will come to know that what themes the questions are being asked. Write down the themes. Done. Your work is over. At least you have come to know. Then in a notebook you write, to date I have done fundamental rights today. Then geography, climate. So read it, the same model. Then after that, CSAT. Because many of us are from humanities background. Done? So 1 hour of reasoning, because that will be helping in other examinations also. 1 hour for that. Done? Topic wise. Your work is done for 5-12, because you will be attending classes also. So even after attending classes, at least 2 topics. Then on 6th, this schedule will change. If you have read polity one day, history, another topic. Done? One topic. Similarly, read that thing, then see the questions which have been asked. Done. And then main question, you write it. Your work is over. At least you will have an idea. That is the first round of preparation. Then another subject. You can say economy, and then we can say here CSAT. Done? That is over. 7th, again continue, polity, geography. So in 1 month, you will see you will compete nearly 30 to 40%. और डायरी में पूरा maintain, you need to maintain it. एक पेज में पॉलिटी इतना तारीख, दिस टॉपिक आई हैव डन. You need to do like this. You will be very much focused. And how you will not compete if you will study systematically? It is all about scientific preparation. It is not that what you eat is more important, how you eat is more important. How you eat is more important than what you eat. So you need to prepare a timetable like this, so that you will not go here and there. After it, sometimes when you feel bored also, then you you see Rajya Sabha television debates. Rajya Sabha television debates. How to pass time? Rajya Sabha television debates. Done. So you will come across some issues also. Done. That you can do. And इसके अलावा, then जो time बचेगा, you should do your value additions in the class for the classes that you have attended in the class. Done. That will be a separate. How you will not compete? That is how the students read for 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours. It will not become monotonous also. It will not become monotonous also. For example, in the morning from 8 to 11 or 8 to 1 you will be there with me. You go home, take your food, then you can sleep for 1 or 2 hours, get up at 4 o'clock, done. Then 4 to 6, fix a time. You read something. Then 6 to 7, you go for a walk, done. You go for a walk, nearby park, done. You go meet some of your friends, have a cup of tea or coffee with them. Then after that, you come home again by 7 o'clock. Then from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock, another topic you need to read. Done. And so 2 topics, your target is over. Then after that, if you feel, you can have your food. Then 1 hour of reasoning. And after that, when you sleep, when you close your eyes, you should restructure the whole thing. Today in the teacher discussed these, in the class the teacher discussed these aspects. In the fundamental rights he discussed these things. These were the examples that the teacher gave. He discussed this question. And when you sleep, in your unconscious mind, the things will be there. Because जब हम रात को सोते हैं ना, when we sleep at home or at night, our mind goes here and there. Hey? Arey, today she has not messaged me. He had not seen my photograph. He did not like my status. We think like that. Why we should think like that? You know, I am not on any Facebook or social media account for the last 3 years. And I am living a very normal life. I am not on Facebook. I am just only on WhatsApp because of the need of the hour. And my life is going on smoothly. Yes, my life is going on smoothly. So why not your life will go smoothly if you are not on Facebook? What difference it will make if you like the photograph of your friends? Done. And basically when you prepare like this system, because today if you feel that no, I should respond to the call of this person or otherwise he or she will feel bad, you know, tomorrow if you will not compete in the exam, suppose in the class, basically many of the students are in the habit of, we can say, looking into their mobile phones. That is a distraction. You cannot travel on 2 trains at the same time. You cannot. And the person who is calling you, he is a free pen. He must have done with his work, but you people are doing your work. You are giving your energy, you are giving your time, you have given your money also, father's money, your own money also. So you cannot afford these things to be wasted. So, you know, when I take classes for 5-6 hours also, my phone is switched off. My phone is switched off. No, there is a missed call alert. If I feel that yes, someone has called me up, I will be calling him after the class if I feel it is necessary. Because, you know, because I give importance to myself. I give importance to, because this work is the most important work for me. So, if you do not give importance to yourself, give importance to others. Others will, we can say, not give importance to you. Because at the end of the day, if you will not compete, you know what the other will say? He or she used to come to me whenever I asked. I knew that she will or he will not compete. Failure is an orphan. Success has many fathers. Even if you keep your mobile phone switched off for 5 hours, then if someone is calling you, then politely you should say, oh, I feel that you were not aware that I was in the class. Then my mobile is switched off in the class. Because your parents may be knowing that you are in the class. They will never disturb you because they want you to be a civil servant. So, never get distracted. These are distractions in your life. Technology is a two-way weapon. It can make you, it can destroy you. I told you the positive aspects of it. You can make use of technology for your studies. That is why technology is there, for good purposes. Not to say hello, hi, good morning, good evening. My morning is good. It's all right. What about your morning? You think of your morning. Yes. Unnecessarily, there are a habit of some people to send group messages. Good morning, everyone. Huh? It's all right. Okay. It is a way of saying that I am fine. But at what stage you need to do that? When you are really fine. Then, or आपके पास, you have got some work to do. You have got some work to do. You have got a mission, you have a goal. You are not to be distracted, it will be a luxury on your part. Done. So, if you prepare like this, then you will not find time for such type of useless things. Liking, disliking, the photograph, a status, done. What is it? Not at a stage we can do that, but not at present stage. It is not justified also. It will be a luxury. So, you can use your time, class lectures, plus at any cost, I will be completing 2 topics. And gradually you will see it will make a difference. You do it for 10-15 days and then you can say, yes, sir, really it has made difference, the way in which you told us. That is what I tell, that what you eat is not important, how you eat is more important. एक बार में आप इतना खाना, you cannot have that food. But gradually every 2 hours, if you take light food, then obviously your health will also be good. And in a week, take a break, done. Then on that particular day, give time to yourself. Watch a movie if it is there, if you are interested in a movie, done. Go for an outing with friends or family members. Give time to yourself. Otherwise, get a good haircut also. Yes. These things basically will increase confidence in you. It is not that I am preparing for civil service, so daadi badha ke rakho, yes, I will not take bath, I am reading. What is it? Then give time to yourself also. Now, give time to yourself also. On your grooming also. That will give you a good look also. You will feel good. Done. So, you need to be systematic in your life. You need to think like an administrator. Done. And you need to prepare system, do value additions. Don't be a hard worker. Be a smart worker in the class. And they have got a scheme that they provide module based classes also for IR, Polity, governance, whatever it is, done. So basically you say whatever classes you will be taking, those classes should be taken very seriously, done. Because you are giving everything. Money is only one part, but the time that will be lost, it will never come back, done. So prepare accordingly. The things are not, I did not discuss the specific topic wise because the geography teacher was here and he discussed with you a lot of things on geography. The next teacher will be coming, he will be discussing his own subject also. So obviously you will be getting a feel of these subjects through our experts. So that is why I did not go into the details of the things. But from the Indian polity portion basically, your lecture notes, that will be better. Then those who are the first timers, they may study or they may have, they can read NCERT, they can, I am saying, and if you wish, otherwise I will be your NCERT. Means what is there in NCERT? The things from the scratch. Things from the scratch. So we will be doing the things from the scratch also because many of us may be the first timers. Many have not read these subjects after our school days. Done. So basically I will try to make the things easier for you. Done. So the things will not be difficult for you, but yes, every day after the class, you'll have to do the things that I told you. Then only on the date on which I will say that okay, Indian polity is over, then oh, I am also confident in these topics. Indian polity and governance will be shared by 2 teachers. Myself, I will be teaching, we can say, the majority of the things with you. I will be there with you for nearly 60-65 hours. Then my colleague will be taking some topics of the governance part also. So altogether basically our effort will be that in the examination nearly 80 to 85% of the questions minus the current affairs questions will be from the lecture notes only. Last year also the questions were generally from the lecture notes. So there is no need of reading that thick book. Whenever I will say that okay, you read these points from this particular book, then you can follow Lakshmikant's book. Otherwise, under normal circumstances, there is no need of going through that book. Because in a book what happens, many things are there which you are not supposed to read also. Questions are never asked from there. Unnecessarily you will be confused. So you are not supposed to be confused. So only a teacher will tell you what not to read. What to read everyone will tell you. But what not to read. And if you develop that aptitude of what not to read, obviously you will come with flying colors. So your ultimate objective is to come, we can say, with flying colors to see your name in the merit list. And in the classes that I will be having with you, I will be discussing with you from the scratch, the C of the Constitution. And I will take you to the highest level that is required for a civil services aspirant. Now one more thing, during your journey, sometimes you will feel impatient also, restless also, and sometimes basically you will feel harassed also, tired also. But one thing is that you will have to keep patience. It is not a 20-20 match, it is a test match. You will have to be a Rahul Dravid. You will have to be a Rahul Dravid. From the prelims examination till the end of the day, that is the personality test. You should be as fresh as you are on the very first ball. Then only you will be competing. Then never compare yourself with others. Every person is unique. Every person is unique. Never try to feel that, oh, he was a topper, he read for these many hours, I should read for these many hours, then I will be a topper. No, it is not a guarantee. When you talk about technique, every person can evolve his own technique. Because everyone knows his pros and the cons. That what is your plus point and what are your minuses. You know it well. So you can assess yourself. You should not compare with others. You all are unique in yourself. God has created everyone. And we have got this uniqueness by the God. So you should have faith in yourself. The only thing is that you should be honest to yourself. Don't try to portray to others that I am reading for 10 hours, but you are not reading. Because at the end of the day, our parents, our teachers, they will not be unhappy. Thoda sa dukh hoga. But we will be the sufferers. Because we have spent so much of time, energy also. So be honest to yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. He knows so much, I don't know. It's all right. He may have started preparation some years earlier. That is why he may have grabbed the things. I may have some deficiencies in my life. That is why I may not be able to develop that aptitude that he has. I will also work hard. Take it in a very positive manner. And wherever you read, before your table, or we can say over here, you just write, I am the most important person in my life. And then my name will appear in the merit list prepared by the UPSC in this year, the target. या अपना उसको you just make it, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, डिस्प्ले बोलते हैं ना मोबाइल फोन पे, वो रहना चाहिए. समझ गया? And you will feel confident. Really, you are the most important person in your life. Today you give importance to yourself, you see, others will give importance to you in the... So, the things are not as difficult as we portray. Something the teachers make difficult for the students. Why? Otherwise you will not come to us. Then, otherwise you will not come to us. It is not like that. The things are not as difficult. We are not, we can say, magicians. We'll just tell you how to go, how to move, how to travel in this journey. We'll be part of your journey. We will not be traveling. Part of your journey. That is how your journey will be smooth. That is the responsibility of a teacher. चलना तो आपने खुद ही है ना. You have to travel. Done. So, sometimes you may feel low, sometimes you may feel high. You'll have to control over yourself. Done. So that is why I said in the evening, 1 hour, in fact, you should walk. You should keep yourself fit also. In a day, give, we can say, one day a break in the week. Done. If classes are there, you attend the classes. After that, you give time to yourself. Watch a movie, go to a family gathering, done. Do such type of things. You will feel fresh also. That is also necessary. Done. And it is not that you should not be unsocial. You should be social also. But being social does not mean that you will be in social media. Yes. How you will become social by living in the room and only doing the mobile phone like this? You'll have to be with the friends, with the college mates, everything. How many of you are pursuing your studies even today in the colleges? Okay, very good. Okay, then when you are in the college, okay, enjoy the college life also. Be a part of NCC or NSS. Take part in the debates, competitions, then we can say essay writing competitions, such type of things. Those whose English is a bit, we can say, weak, what you people need to do is that when you go through the newspapers, then there is a leader article in the newspaper. The earlier, my friends may have come who may have told you also, Jayesh sir and others, newspaper readings, if you may have attended that session. So, if you talk about newspaper, so that I am not going into the newspaper reading part, but yes, there is a leader article, that is a main article. Here we have got this editorial and here the leader article. You read this article and then try to write the summary of this article in 200 words, 250 words, and show it to a person who can be your senior, who can be your father also, who can be a teacher also. It will help you in précis writing. In précis writing. It will develop your writing skills also. Such type of things have to be evolved. So, it is not that only book, the many aspects are there. Thought process I told you, then how to develop your writing skills in English, those things. So, gradually you need to develop, the overall personality has to be developed. Then only from a student you will become a candidate. Done? These were the things basically that I wanted to talk to you. If you have got any queries, you feel free to ask me. Yes.
Regarding newspapers, how should we approach?
Basically, you say, if you want to study the newspapers from the current affairs point of view, nowadays it will be a wastage of time. Because for the current affairs, what we have seen is that there are ample of material which is available. Your we can say institution also provides material on current affairs from time to time. So from that, and the summary of the Hindu and the other newspapers are also available. So that will be a wastage of time. But yes, try to develop habit of reading the newspapers. the way in which I told you, to be very specific, that is one thing that you can do. Then suppose if a bill has been passed in the houses of the parliament, then okay, which bill is this? Write down in a notebook, okay, this is the bill regarding it, and what are the main features of the bill. Done? So therein the things will be clear to you. Similarly, if an ordinance has been promulgated, okay, what is an ordinance? Because nowadays the newspapers, what they do, they talk about that concept also, if there is a controversy. So read that, try to develop an aptitude, that should be your idea. It is not that you should read every news in detail, that is not going to help you out also. Then suppose you read a leader article and the editorial here. Now here all the editorials may not be helpful from your examination point of view. For example, if there is a review of the movie, what is the use of that? If there is a review of the Gujarat elections, what is the use of that? No use, done. So we will not be reading that. Here also, suppose if there is an article on India-Pakistan relations, see the article, then write down the important points, and then what you can do, you can prepare a file international relations and you can keep that there only, Indo-Pak relations. Similarly, if there is an article on federalism, what type of article it is, just see to it. Then if it talks about the tensions, then write down. If there is an article on the governor's office, then okay, the reforms that may have been suggested in the office of the governor, some examples, you just note it down. Where we have read governor, you can say staple it, or prepare a file of Indian polity current affairs. After you appear in the prelims examination, it will help you in value additions also. In that way you can make use of the newspapers. It is not that you are supposed to read each and every news in detail. The summary from the current affairs viewpoint will always be available to you through different channels. So technology has developed too much, everything is there on the website also. So you are not supposed to do hard work in that area. But yes, to develop viewpoints, you need to go through the newspapers. That will really be helpful for you. Regarding the magazines, I will not suggest you to go for the front line if you are a fresher. Language is tough. Language is also tough. So gradually if you develop your skills, then you can go through the front line, not a bad deal. When you talk about the newspapers, here also I do not suggest my students to read only the Hindu. Simply because of a strong reason. In one of the examinations, that is personality test, a student was asked a question, which newspaper do you read? He got the easiest question by the board. Which newspaper do you read? He said, sir, the Hindu. He said, sir, the Hindu. He felt that the board will be very much impressed because his teachers may have told him that read the Hindu. But the next question was, don't you think that it has got an ideological biasness? So that is what you need to be very much cautious. A bureaucrat should be politically neutral. You are not supposed to be a leftist or a rightist. You will have to be a balanced personality. Good of everything. You should be a humanist. Whether, suppose if I feel for the rights of the people, I am being a liberal. If I am talking about the women's right, I am being a feminist. If I am talking about equality amongst everyone, I am being a socialist. You can be. Develop such type of view. You can be a Gandhian, you can be a liberal, you can be a socialist at the same point of time. You can be environmentalist also. So that is why I said the Hindu, the Indian Express, it is not that only one. So while doing value additions, suppose you need to write something on Indo-Pak relations, articles on Indo-Pak relations in the Hindu, articles on Indo-Pak relations in the Indian Express, in the Hindustan Times. You will find some articles in the archives also, good articles. You have time, you can give the time, okay? Use the time fruitfully. Anything more?
Sir, when to read the newspaper?
At whatever time you feel comfortable. Even at night also you can do that.
Sir, I am asking the question as a first time reader.
Mhm.
For accumulating this knowledge of change.
Ha, ha, ha. देखो, one is that topic wise, just I told you. Done? Secondly, if you wish to read it, to develop your aptitude regarding the current affairs, don't read all the news. There is no need to read the campaigning that is being covered by the newspapers, Gujarat elections, Himachal elections, MCD elections in Delhi, useless things. If suppose our Vice President has said that all is not well in the process of appointment of the judiciary, you need to read that. On what grounds the Vice President is saying that the process for the appointment of the judges in the Supreme Court and the High Court, that should be transparent. What is his concern? Because tomorrow in the interviews you can be asked a question that what are the issues in the Indian judiciary. So the views that you will be developing, then suppose the law minister has said regarding reforms in the judiciary, you read that news. Then, and even the news can become a view. If you like it, you can just write it. And wherever we will be discussing judiciary, you can staple it. So that you will not go here and there. What I want to say, we can say, even if you read the newspaper, it should be a structured one. It should be a directional one. You should always be focused that this is the purpose, that is why I am reading it. The thing should be clear in your mind. Why? Then why? So that you will not go here and there. Done? You were saying something and I interrupted you, yes.
Completely, I observed all the things. By the time that you said ki outsider coming into the land of understanding the land of law, outsider those are coming from center. So they are like
No. I did not say that. That is why you should be mentally present in that. You need to understand context also. Text and context. Text and text and context. When I was talking to you regarding, we can say, the idea that you need to have about the culture, the tradition. And in fact, I had never talked about outsiders coming into the land of your country or your state, something, no. Basically, I said that whenever, even if a multinational corporation comes and basically it recruits people from outside, those people, they are given an idea that what type of law is operating in this particular land, in this particular country, because they have to work in accordance with it. What are the consumer laws, what the constitution says, what rights and liberties are to be respected by the people, that has to be known. And when you are entering into the administration of your own country, you should also be aware about such type of things. In that context.
Definitely, sir. There only I want only add a point, sir. So now it becomes something mechanical. Why? Because after getting into the system, recent example of 7 days before, Khordha district magistrate, he has called for that secretary and something PA. Has called कि in verbal language कि उड़िया कहाँ से आ गया, मतलब that something very racism thing. So the moment they come into the system, they forget every ethics and integrity. That is something
that is
in the system, sir.
When we talk about a system, there are certain things, basically, there are certain things which are there in our system. That is why we need to make some reforms in the system also, that change. These are some problems which we are facing in our society in the functioning of the administration. And it is not only a particular case. It is not only a particular case. When the people from North India, they go to South India, they may face such type of discrimination. Even if we talk about some political slogans like Mumbai is for Mumbaikars, the concept of Maratha Manush, why the outsiders are coming and they are appearing in the examination here. That is why I had used a term called narrow regionalism or localism. Done. These things are not appreciable in a civil society, but here and there you only we can say some cases are there. That is why I said political slogans. Done. So that is why we have got such type of things, ethics, integrity, that has to be imbibed, that these things are missing, these things are lacking. That is why we require such type of things, and obviously on the part of the administrator, on the part of the people also. These things are required. Done. Anything more, or we will be discussing the things in the class only with me? So we should say goodbye to each other. You may be feeling hungry. Huh? Okay. So we'll stop here for the day, and I wish that my interaction with you was helpful, and from tomorrow we'll have the formal classes, and the base I have given you, the path I have shown you, and you will be following the same path that I have told you, and at least in my section you will not have any problems. Done. And even if the problems are there, obviously leave your worries at home. We'll try to make the things easier for ourselves. Chalo. Bye-bye. Take care.
So regarding polity answer writing, shall we do that along with your classes?
Yes, obviously. I'll tell you in between. I will tell you in the class. We can say I'll be giving